Hello everyone, Bard here, or you can call me Sully. I wouldn't sneer. Well, I'm back with another Seuss tale, and it's really original. That is no fail. But, with saying that, it really isn't the best one on the mat. It is crazy good in a few places, but goes very far too. So don't get me wrong as I review Dr. Seuss's Pontoffel Pock, Where Are You? Or also known as Pontoffel Pock and His Magic Piano. But I'd go with the first title, just so you know. Pontoffel Pock is a man of some quirks, as he gets a job at a dill pickle works. But he's a klutz when doing such simple work that he loses his first chance and left with no perk. Yet once he returned to his depressing home, he wishes to leave his land and appears a flying gnome. A fairy named McGillicuddy comes to make his wish granted and presents him a piano that's really enchanted. By playing a few notes, it will open a door, revealing colored buttons that will make it soar to other destinations Pock wants to explore. So trying himself, Pock sails to Grugan, so far away that it's full of color, open space, and happy people in display. Feeling he's accepted, Pock soars and swoops among the townfolk, causing panic and fear and making a player's flugel broke. So all of Grugan fired a gloomy gun, hitting Pock and causing him to run. But he's given a second chance, though, to travel to a place without rain or snow. To Casmanopolis, a city so vast, where Pock meets a dancer who won't be his last. She's Nifa Fifa, the famous eyeball dancer, who wishes to leave too, and Pock is her answer. But as Pock leaves, Nifa falls behind, and Pock tries to get back, forgetting which button to find. And as Nifa waits for her hero to return, the fairies search for Pock and the piano they yearn. Like I said, it is really original one coming from Seuss, but most of what it brings feels very loose. Even when I was a boy, I didn't find much in this to enjoy. But now, I find it a little worse, with much to like being diverse. Firstly, there's some development and interest to the cast, but their interactions in time are pretty fast. Where Pock and McGillicuddy's time are on point, Pock and Nifa's time are a big disjoint. Yes, they have their problems with a simple solution, but their time together has no evolution. They somehow are meant for each other, without much conversations. They have less time together than the Disney princesses' durations. Sure, you can say their first encounter is when they're in love, but love at first sight is too cliched, and that won't fit any glove. In Pontoffel Pock, his persona seems peculiar, as he's someone who's rather familiar. He's tired of the life he lives and wants to do more. He finds places he likes, but trouble would be in store. He does have fun and means no harm, but gets shot down from the sky with no alarm. He meets a woman who instantly loves him, and he sings songs of his happiness and depression in a whim. He has a similar build and is an odd specimen. He's very much a precursor to Jack Skellington. And I wouldn't be surprised if Pock is Jack's body fully realized. But where Jack has nice charm and wondrous energy, Pock has little to engage, and a bad memory. I find him okay, but he's not too interesting, and he jumps cuts in the same place. How is that happening? All the other characters are almost on the same boat. They are all okay, but they're more interesting to keep afloat. And at the same time, it's an original story and look, so there's nothing used from any other Seuss book. The designs are visually neat, and many of them are not big lies, though I must divert your attention to this owl with the weird eyes. Yeah, it does seem crazy and all over the place, even with Pock having this creepy looking face. And it does rush by as the ending comes towards, and these guards are not holding their swords. The title becomes the final act, and that should be the focus instead of being too packed. And it's done mostly in one song, though I think it could have gone on long. And speaking of songs, they are somewhat a mixed bag. Some are fun, while others tend to drag. And the songs and music were done by Joe Rapiso, the composer of Sesame Street. That's unique to know. Again, there may be too many, and some are too short, but what else is there for me to report? Well, there's one song I have to resist that's on my top 10 annoying animated songs list. That song is Optic Coptic, and it feels rather obnoxious. The animation's not the best, and the music sounds nauseous. I know what they're going for, but I can't follow it through. Even though it's only 40 seconds, that's true. But tell me why she sings and dances for the Sultan when her lyrics are referring to him. He's not insulted. From the first note on, it doesn't get better. It feels uncomfortable, and I need to write this letter. This is one of the major problems I have with this flick. If it wasn't here or done differently, I wouldn't feel sick. It's pretty poisonous for my ears and for my eyes. It's no wonder I dislike this special. Sorry guys. Another issue is the same as Hoover Bloop Highway, where there's very little rhymes and they don't weigh. It's like Seuss wanted it to be a script first, where the dialogue is more natural and doesn't disperse. But rhyming is Seuss's key ingredient, and here it felt too obedient. It's not based on a book, that could be a sign. It's mainly the songs and a few bits, and those are fine. And it's not one character, but many in this. Only saying a few rhymes are a big miss. Yeah, it's not that good when push comes to shove, but it's only one or two things, and that's all I can love. So my thoughts are a little different from my first viewing, but it's still not good, and I don't know what it's doing. Yet the voice cast is good, but one photo is hard to find, and you'll soon know once I go over the assigned. Wayne Morton voices Pontoffel Pock, and Ken Ludi voices Higby. Hal Smith voices McGillicuddy, Good Fairy-in-Chief, and Grugan Policeman, you see. Joe Rapiso voices Gil Glicker, Grugan Musician, and Grugan Dairywoman, whoa, and Don Messick voices Humboldt, just so you know. And Sue Allen voices Nifa Fifa, that's who she is. But there's no photo of her, as that's the biggest quiz. And as a whole, this special is almost weak. The characters are okay, yet the story is kinda bleak. The animation is all fine and the songs are hit and miss, but director Gerald Baldwin made a special that isn't bliss. It is all original, that I can applaud, but for coming from Seuss, it is rather flawed. The character interactions are brief and not given much thought, and it does wrap up quickly without anything taught. And while some songs work and others do not, it literally goes all over the place, and there is quite a lot. I sort of felt that this is my least favorite from Seuss, but it's more like guilty pleasure and how it's all loose. It is the oddest of specials, more than the last one I reviewed, but it's really not the best, and I don't mean to be crude. So overall, it's crazy and has decent enough things to enjoy, but it all hasn't quite clicked, even when I was a boy. So today, if you permit me, this special gets a rating of 2.5 mixed stars. That is what you see. So thank you for joining me here. Like, comment, subscribe, and just do not fear. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter for a look, and support me on Patreon if you know the hook. And tune in next time for a new video, my fellows. And if you excuse me, it's time to take a rest on these pillows.